everybody. It's nice to see lots of people already here. Get the music going in the background. Hopefully that's not too loud. There we go. So, hello. Feels like ages since I've done a stream with not being here last Monday. Well, here we go again. Another Monday live stream. So this week I'm going to be colouring out of this gorgeous French stitch book. I think it's Traveller Through the Ages or Travelling Through the Ages, something like that. And it's an uncoloured book, so it'd be nice to actually get a page done in it. I had picked a page out for September and time ran away. Didn't get time last month either. So here we are. Hopefully tonight I can get it done and then it can get ticked off my uncoloured book list. So hi everybody. Oh, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. Some new faces and familiar faces. Hello everybody. How's everybody's week been? Well, I suppose it's 2 weeks actually since I've last chatted with you all. What's everybody been up to? You do anything for Halloween? Right, I'm trying to find some nice colours for Stitch to start with, because I kind of know like what I'll do for him. I think the castle, I think it's in the end, it's probably going to be quite a boring page to be honest to colour, because the castle's going to be grey, probably different shades of grey. I was chatting with my daughter earlier on what colour to do his clothes and flag, so I've got some ideas there, but I'll start with Stitch himself. So I'll be using my Ohuhu Honolulu markers as usual, although mine haven't got the new numbers, which confused me actually when my daughter had her new set for her birthday last month and I helped her swatch them, and I'm looking and I'm like, these don't seem the same as mine. And then we looked up and we're like, right, okay. I can't think who it was who somebody mentioned in chat. And I talked about it one live stream. They're like, yes, Ohuhu's come up with like new number system, which in theory sounds like it'll be better, but I'm not resticking. I think you can resticker your markers, can you? I'm not bothering with that. I've got this swatch card, and these I'm not restickering them. I don't generally, well, if I do follow a colour along, it's more for ideas rather than necessarily copying the colours exactly, so I'm not too worried about restickering my pens. I've not got the patience for that. So I want a nice pretty, annoyingly I should have written down what colours I used for Stitch last time, but I don't think I did actually. Let me just double check. I don't think, because I did colour Stitch on a live stream in September, and I coloured that page in the other French Stitch book I've got, but I forgot to write down what colours I used for him. So if I'd have thought about that beforehand, I suppose I could have looked it up and on my live stream and written it down, but I didn't. So let me get a bit of paper. I'll work out some colours and I'll make a note of it this time. And then future me can be very pleased when I've been a little bit more organised. So let's have a look at some colours. Oh, it's gorgeous. I must admit, I do really like this one, the Travellers one, but the other one, I've literally just put back on my shelf and I can't see. I think it's like, well, I don't know, this one is cool because it is Stitch in like all sorts of different satins, but this one is absolutely gorgeous. I'll just show you a couple of pages. So it is in like the really big, I suppose, kind of kawaii kind of style, but they're gorgeous, these ones. And I think these are a lot simpler. These are a bit more kind of cute and cozy kind of style because they are simpler images. I do love that one with the little frog. So there's all sorts of cool ones in that. This one's equally, you know, it's obviously very cool because it's Stitch, but these pages are obviously a lot more detailed, but very cool because it's very different, not like any other kind of stitch colouring books. Oh, I ended up ordering these ones from Lyrica, which I've never bought from before. It's the only time I've ordered from there. But I know Jess, who is in the chat, hello Colouring Bumblebee, Jess has spoken before in her videos about how easy it is to buy off Lyrica, and it was pretty straightforward. I'm assuming they might ship to America as well. I don't know how much postage would be there, in fairness. Right, I'm going to pick a nice purpley colour for his ears. No idea what I used last time. I'll go for pale lilac. So, excuse my rubbish handwriting. I'll pick my colours out and then I'll colour him in a second once I've got that kind of worked out. So I need colour, so that'll be for his inside of his ears. I need a darker colour for his body, and then a lighter colour for kind of round his eyes. Was he drawn the same way as the other one? Don't mind me musing out loud. Yes, sort of drawn the same way. Yeah, he still had the patches around his eyes, still like he normally does. So I want a deeper colour, but not too dark for his body. I want to hazard a guess. I probably went for the brilliant blue, because I'm sure I've used that before for stitch. And want a slightly lighter colour for around his eyes. Go for cornflower blue. So I'll make a note of these, and then next time I colour stitch, I'll have some colours picked out. So I do have colours decided for him, but they're from my other ohuhu set. They've got the chisel and the fine tip, and the colours aren't quite the same as in this set. So there we are. All right, just swatch these on there. Yep, don't think that's too dark. And then that's the cornflower blue. Actually, I think I might prefer that for his body. Let's see if there's a slightly... Let's compare it to what I did last time. Let's have a look. How dark did I do him last time? See, look, I think that's the same colour there for the body, isn't it? But it looks like I went... That might be the same blue, actually. Not that I suppose it really matters. I could, sorry, just not the camera there. Let's try and steady it. No, let's go for those. I'm sure that must be pretty much the same. Unless it was aquamarine. Tell you what, let me swatch it right at the edge of the paper. And then I can hold it up against, because I do really like the colours that I used there. I think it's more that one, isn't it? Definitely isn't that dark. Right, okay, change of plan. So the cornflower, I'll use the cornflower for his body. So let me keep that one. And then aquamarine, shows you my handwriting's rubbish. Especially if I'm writing quickly. Obviously, when I'm teaching the children how to write, I take my time and make sure it's nice and neat. Right, let's get that out of the way. Finally picked some colours. Here we go. Actually look at the chat. Oh, that's cool. If they'll ship for free for order over 50. That seems like a good deal. And we are. Maybe get looking on Lyrica then. I know Jess has or had a discount code. But there is a lot of really cool Lyrica, different books on Lyrica. So I know a lot of people get the Disney colour by number ones from there, don't they? I've never tried them myself, but yeah, got these two French stitch books, and yeah, really pleased with them. Because I've got another couple of stitch colouring books, but they are very much more kind of for kids, which isn't a bad thing, but it's nice having like a slightly more grown-up kind of art style. Ooh, a Mystery Mosaics colouring book. So do you not know what it's going to turn out like then until you've like coloured some of it, I'm guessing then? Right. And this is still not the same blue as I used last time, but doesn't need to match. It's probably useful in a way, because at least then it means that I'll be using up, you know, not always using exactly the same blue markers. I thought, yeah, I'll start with the bits that I know what colour I'm doing them. Be careful not to colour in all of his nose at the top. Oh, hi, Deb. Would you want to give us some choices then, Kimberlyn, on what? Give us some choices on books or a theme or something. We could maybe help you make a decision. Disney colour by number. They seem so popular. I see so many on people's channels, and they look so cool once they're all done. I feel like that's a whole rabbit hole for me to fall down, and I'm trying to avoid it though. I need to not forget about my cup of tea. Let's finish Stitch's body, and I'll have some of my cup of tea before it's too cold. Right, sort his eyes out in a second. So I've had my tea. Ooh, that sounds interesting, Jess. Trying to work out what works nicely on the paper. Oh, that's cool. If I obviously realise that might make it a bit easier for people to get their hand on them, I guess. A bit frustrating though, I suppose, if you've paid a lot to get them from France and then you realise actually could have, you know, paid a lot less for them, but I suppose that's the chance you take, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think his body's dark enough. I'll see me coming back and deepening that up in a second. That's trouble. I suppose I tested it on that paper, but then that paper's different to this paper. Right, I'm going to go over his body with the same colour as I did before, but I'll just do another layer. And I'll just deepen it up a little bit. I tell when I'm colouring a bit where I'm having to work from the top and then the bottom, because I go really quiet while I'm trying to avoid putting lines on the page. Right, it's looking a little bit better now. There we go, a slightly better blue now. It's not quite as pale. There we go, that's nice. Right. So yeah, I think I'll do the walls grey. Chatting with my daughter earlier on what colours to do, and she was like, oh, maybe like a burgundy kind of colour for, because we're guessing this is like medieval kind of satin, and she was thinking a burgundy would look quite nice. So thinking probably the best colour I've got for that is that geranium one. So we'll try that. That's interesting. Then you can use the Languo gel pens. I suppose they're quite good because some of the bits on the colour by numbers, they're quite little fiddly sections, aren't they? So I suppose that makes it a bit easier to do them. And they do have a lot of different colours as well, don't they? I guess in the Languo gel pens. I mean, I've just looked over at the box I've got all of mine in. I've got a lot. And I don't even do colour by numbers, but I've still got an awful lot of those gel pens. They're really useful. Oh, that's quite cool. I don't know what. I mean, that's obviously part of a. I'd say that's part of a sleeve, but then it looks as if there wasn't a sleeve there, and then that looks a bit weird. I might just colour that bit blue as well and just make it part of his arm, because it's going to look a bit weird if there's not that sleeve part there. And how his arm was drawn there, it didn't look as if there was a sleeve quite the same way. Right. Let's ponder what to do on that sleeve. I shall colour the rest of this part of the outfit in. Yeah, it does seem a bit strange, doesn't it? Like, yeah, it's an American company, but then the Disney colour by numbers are just very much French, aren't they? I guess maybe they've licensed it. I don't know. There's probably some reason behind it, I guess. But yeah, just seem a bit strange, doesn't it? lots of small circles. Oh, that's probably quite therapeutic actually, isn't it? Colouring and lots of little circles. So I'm going to make this bit. I know it's not actually his arm, but I'm going to make it his arm because it'll bug me if he's got a sleeve one side and not the other. Right, I need colours for the other bits of his outfit. I'm thinking I might use that colour there on the roof as well, just to bring that colour in elsewhere. So let's try and find a colour that will go nicely with his outfit. Thinking maybe a brownish colour, because then I could always use that colour for the pole he's holding as well. Actually, that might work. I don't want a really bright brown, but equally I don't want it being too dark, as I think the detail's going to get lost against that bit. Let's go for that clay one. It's not too light but not too dark, so hopefully that will be the right sort of colour if I can find where it is. And apparently I can't find where it is because I'm looking at my pens and I can't see it. It's got to be here somewhere. I put it in the wrong section is the question. So I've been finding my pens. I've been getting a bit muddled up lately when I've been colouring and putting them back. Ah, there it is. No, it wasn't the section I was looking, but it was upside down. That's why I couldn't see it. Right. Looks like it's leather details or something on his outfit, I guess, doesn't it? And I'll do this one bit just because I don't want there being too many different colours, else I think it's going to look a bit strange. Hi Dawn. So yeah, did anybody get up to anything for Halloween? Did you get many trick-or-treaters where you live? We did lots of different Halloween kind of scare maze events all last week while it was the school holidays. So it was nice. So time at home in the day. My daughter sat and did colouring together. And then obviously out in the evening. So that was nice. His husband's birthday last week as well. So it was nice. We went, one of the Halloween things was on his birthday. And it's like quite a drive from us. We went to Tully's Shocktoberfest. It's like the biggest one in Europe, apparently. We've never been. We've kind of always seen the adverts for it and thought, oh, that looks cool. But daughter wasn't old enough before, but she's old enough this year. And it wasn't too scary, to be fair. It's like really well themed and it was a lot of fun, but it wasn't too scary. So we had a nice time doing that on husband's birthday, and then we stayed overnight with it being such a long way from where we live. Oh, that's looking quite nice. We did a new local one actually on Halloween night. We weren't sure if it was going to be any good because it's the first year it's been on. But the tickets weren't too expensive. It said there was like 3 scare mazes and like actors and, you know, food vans and things and a train ride. So we thought, oh, marvellous, because I love a train ride. So I thought even if the mazes aren't very good, there's a train ride, you know, I'd be quite happy. But actually, saying as it was the first year they've put on this scare maze thing, at Stackfold Country Park. It's kind of near Tamworth. Anybody in the UK might know where that is. And yeah, it was really cool. We had quite a good time there. Certainly see how if they keep doing it each year, how it'll improve each year. But especially for the first year, I think they did quite a good job. Right. Nice kind of colour for the background. Not for the background, for the flag. I don't know. Kind of a vintagey kind of colour. Wondering, I think I might use that currant colour because I feel like that'll go with the other colours, but it's not too bright and it's not too dark. But I might also use that antique fuchsia as well. Might attempt a bit of shading on the flag, which might be easier said than done because it looks like there's a few different folds on the fabric. Well, let's give it a go because I can do one section and then do the other, so that won't be too bad. So I guess the lighter bit would be around here and I don't know, around here. I've never really done folds on fabric before, so maybe here as well. Try that, we'll see. I don't know what colour to do the edge of this, but yeah, well. Let's try this. If I don't like it, I'll just go over the whole bit with this darker colour. These two colours looked a lot closer to each other on the swatch chart. I don't know quite how well this is gonna go. Right, swap back to this one, try and blend them together. Oh, that sounds like a lovely Halloween Angie. Oh, that's not gone too bad. Try and blend over the edges a bit. That's not too bad. Doesn't look quite as flat at least, does it? Has anybody noticed anything special about the Monday live stream? Little logo in the corner. If you watch it for a little while, keep your eyes peeled to see if it moves. Husband was very pleased with himself when he sorted it out earlier, making the little logo cat into Bob Ross cat. And he does paint, but only every so often. So if you keep watching for a bit, hopefully you'll catch him moving in a second. Hopefully it's working, at least it's meant to. Ah, that's a lovely Halloween plan. Normally we are in on Halloween, to be fair, and we'll sit and watch, you know, watch something together, and obviously make sure we've got some sweets in case we do get trick-or-treaters, although a lot of the time we don't, to be fair. So then we just have to make sure whatever we've bought in case we get trick-or-treaters is stuff that we like just in case, you know, we've still got it. But then equally, you don't want to spend a small fortune on sweets to hand out to strangers if you do get a lot of trick-or-treaters. It's a bit hard, isn't it? You want to be empty-handed, but yeah, a lot of the time we don't get trick-or-treaters. Right, over that. Oh, oh, bless. So it's been a bit awkward this year as well in the UK because kind of how Halloween's fallen. I know it's not closer to when Bonfire Night is because obviously that is, you know, that is still the 5th of November, but I know a lot of people were, I guess, doing their fireworks last weekend. Well, this weekend. Last weekend? I suppose it is last weekend, isn't it? The weekend just gone. Kind of Halloween weekend. Because it is kind of not long before. There we go. I think that's quite cute. That's not too bad. It's adding a bit of shape to the flag at least, isn't it? And what I might do, I might use the dark colour from his outfit to edge it as well. Oh, it's be so hard for pets because they don't know what's going on, do they? And especially if you do get a lot of people coming to your door or more cars going past, or you know, they can tell something's going on, can't they? Right, find all these edges and get this bit done. There we go. Right. Once I've done the flag, I might do the sky possibly, and then work on the castle, which, like I say, I think is going to be probably slightly boring because it's basically just going to be greys, I think, but still. To be honest, sometimes I think just going out in general is overrated, let alone on Halloween. We always say sometimes it's too peoply outside, is what we like to say. I like going out and doing things, but yeah, when it's busy, it's like, oh no, too many people out there. I go for this pale greyish blue for the sky. There it is. Right, try and get this sky done. There is that as well. It just costs a small fortune to go anywhere. Food's so expensive as well because it's not even if you're going to an event or, you know, something. It isn't even just the cost of going to it, is it? It's the food as well. Quite a few of the events, thankfully, because it was in the evening. If we could, we did eat before we went because we were like, you know, you don't know how much stuff's going to be when you're there. And then it always amazes us when you've got people that are like getting loads and loads of drinks. And I'm certainly not judging people for, you know, having a drink and enjoying themselves when they're out. But all we can think is like, good grief, how much must they be spending on alcohol? Like, it soon adds up, doesn't it? Getting food and drink when you're out. Markers out the way. I always like to keep markers I've used on the page to one side in case I need them again, but they sometimes get in the way a bit while you're still working on a page, don't they? Right. Need to do another coat possibly on the sky after. Possibly going in the opposite direction. See how it's looking once I've finished it. So it needs another coat to not be too streaky. Let's do these in a little bit. He does, doesn't he? Looks like he means business there, does Stitch. I'm wondering whether he's like taking over this castle or he's defending the castle or something. Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely. More money for colouring is always a good thing, isn't it? Husband doesn't drink, and I'll have a drink if I'm at home, but I don't normally have a drink when we're out. Although, to be fair, when we were at Tully's, we because it was for husband's birthday, we did go for like the kind of VIP kind of package. So we got all the fast track, and then you've got digital photos included, and they gave you vouchers to spend on, like, you know, t-shirts or, you know, hats or whatever merchandise they'd got, and you got drinks vouchers as well. So when we've been factoring in the price, we're like, well, even if it doesn't say what the drinks are, but we're like, even if it's just a glass of like pop or something, that's still, you know, that's going to be at least £5. So when we got there and we got these drinks vouchers, we're like, okay, well, we'll go get a drink. We'll ask at the bar, see what we can have. And we're like, well, what can we have? It doesn't say what the value is. And the nice lady was like, literally whatever you want on the menu. Like, you can just pick the most expensive drink and you can have that. So I was like, okay, then I will have a double gin and tonic then, being as that's included on the drinks voucher that we'd got, because I quite like a gin and tonic, and that would have been £12. There's no way on earth I would have paid £12. Would have just had pop. So we were like, right, okay, we'll use those 3 drinks vouchers kind of for me and husband during the night, and then paid for obviously soft drinks for daughter, so that we got better value for money out of the vouchers. But yeah, £12 it would have been for a drink. I was like, yeah, not a chance. But with a free voucher, yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's probably not that he ever drank much anyway, but a few years ago when he was trying to lose some weight, he looked at how many calories there was in alcohol, and he was like, oh, there's quite a lot in alcohol, isn't there? It's like, yeah. And then he's just not really drank since, to be honest. Well, yeah, I quite like a gin and tonic. Normally, if people don't know what to buy me for birthday or Christmas, if it's not colouring related, I normally end up with gin related presents, which is quite nice. Oh know, how bizarre. Seeing your friend, seeing somebody from high school in an advert. Oh, weird. That's a small world, isn't it? How strange. That is a small world, isn't it? Seeing somebody that you know in an advert. Now, I can't decide. I'm assuming they're meant to be leaves, but I don't really want to add a random bit of green in on the page. So I'm thinking I might make them petals and maybe use the colours off the flag, I think, to colour them. And yeah, make them into petals, I think, rather than... Well, I don't know whether they're meant to be leaves, but... Or whether it's, I'd say, like confetti that's been thrown in the air. I don't know. I'm thinking I'll use one of the colours off the flag, I think, for these, because I don't want to bring in any other colours else. I think it's just going to look really weird, isn't it? Right, and use that dark colour up on this roof as well. Oh, how weird. I'll have to keep a lookout for that advert. That's strange. Oh, like drinking gin before it became fashionable again. Yeah, it's definitely had a resurgence the last few years, hasn't it? I find really interesting. The other year, my mother-in-law bought me a gin tasting voucher for 2 people. So I took my mum. We had a whale of a time. But it was so interesting. The bloke's going all through the history, you know, how it first started and then kind of how tonic was invented and then how we ended up with all the different flavours of gin. I had no idea. You're right, it was quite interesting. And then obviously the more gin we drank as he was explaining it to everybody, it kind of made it seem even more interested then once we'd had a few gins. Right. Oh, I've just spotted there's another one down there. This is why I always keep my markers out if I'm on a page. Because you always think you've found everything and then end up spotting a bit that you've missed. I'm thinking, I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'll try it. I'm going to colour the inside of the window bits in the middle, the mid kind of colour that I used on this. And just to add a bit of interest to the windows, because I'm just thinking if not, if I'm doing them, if I was doing them grey, I just think it might look a bit boring. I guess it'll break up the brickwork a little bit, won't it? I'll do that shadow bit there and that colour as well, actually. I think that's it for the windowy bits. So right, I'm just going to have to go and shut our bathroom door. I think daughter must have gone up to get up to go to the toilet earlier. I can just hear it creaking. There we go, yeah. It's like she must have gone to the bathroom earlier and she's not quite clicked the latch on the door, and we've got a slightly creaky bathroom door, so when it's a bit windy you can just hear it going every so often. It's funny, isn't it, sometimes how they kind of know what adverts are going to be of interest to you, even if you've not been searching for stuff. I mean, I get it when you've been like looking up stuff and then, you know, they start giving you adverts for things you've been researching. But when it, like, yeah, It's a bit uncanny, isn't it, sometimes, with the things that they know to suggest to you. Ooh, nice cold glass of Coke. Yeah, we do need to. We really do need to do the bathroom door, but it's one of those things you keep thinking, "Oh, we'll do that," and then we just slam the bathroom door shut and then don't ever do anything with it. We'll get to it at some point. Right, I'm thinking I might go for the red greys. And I'll use the slightly darker red grey, I think, for this roof bit. Just because it is grey, but it's not like... It's just got a bit of a tint, hasn't it, with it being red grey. I think hopefully it'll go quite nicely with the other colours we've got on the page. At least that's what I'm hoping. Ooh, yeah, I love like Diet Coke and Pepsi Max and Coke Zero, but ooh, yeah, full fat Coke sets my teeth on edge. Just makes my teeth feel really weird when I drink it. I guess it's all the sugar, isn't it? Right, I'll try and stick in the same direction as the lines on the page. It's not the easiest getting into the spine. Oh yeah, and this grey goes quite nicely. Right, let's do this bit. There we go. Right, let's work on the other bits now. A bit easier now. I've done the bit that's into the spine. Ah, that's sweet to hear. Ooh. Yes, it sounds like you definitely need to restock. I mean, it's always never need an excuse to buy more colouring supplies, I don't think. But if you're running low, then yes, definitely needed. Love a gel pen. However, quite often my pages don't love a gel pen because I'm not patient enough waiting for them to dry and then I get it all over my hand and all over my page. Ooh, love a slur. That's very much, yeah. I'll have all sorts of different pop kind of all through the year, but yeah, Schlur is very much at December. Oh, it's Christmas. Let's get a bottle of Schlur because it feels fancy. So many nice different flavours of drinks you can get, isn't there? Some weird and wonderful ones sometimes, but thank you. I do really like this page actually. There's a lot of pages in this book that I really like. I mean, I think that one's really cool, but there's a lot that I look and I think, oh, I don't really know how I'd colour it. Like, I know how I'd colour Stitch, but for some of them, let me find a better example. Some of them, the background, I'm like, oh, I don't know how to colour the background. Like, it's drawn a bit like that one. Like, there's so much in the background. I don't know how on earth I'd colour that one. I don't know whether I'd colour just Stitch, maybe like the birds and the bike and the newspaper, and then either not colour the rest at all or just colour them like one shade of grey or something. I don't know. Just to me, it just looks, I don't know, it just looks hard to colour somehow. And then some of the other ones, like that one's not too bad. Although he looks a bit creepy there with that smile, isn't he? Like that one's not too bad. I can see what's going on in the background there and feel like I could work out how to colour it. But some of it's just a bit too, I don't know, a bit too busy in the background, some of them. But this one, I think it has, like I say, it has got a nice composition on this page. It looks very important, as I think Stitch should. But yeah, just a bit different, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit that, yeah, I don't know what it would be the next page I'd colour in this book, to be honest. There's a lot of cool ones. Oh, we definitely need to try Schlur sometime. There's all sorts of different flavours. And they normally always get it on offer coming up to Christmas as well. You can kind of pretend it's like a, I don't know, like a, not exactly a wine because it's fizzy, but it's nice. So it's not quite pop. Right. I think that's the next. Oh no, there is a slightly lighter. Okay, I've still got 2 red greys I can work with then. Let me get both of those out. So 120 is a little bit lighter. And then this one is the lightest one. Right. Oh yeah, yeah, slur in a wine glass and pretend. I think, to be honest, that's why my mum's always very much bought it in for Christmas, because then it's like, you know, if people are over but they're driving, and then you can pretend that you're having a glass of something at Christmas without having to worry about driving home, because neither me nor my sister live that close to mum and dad, so obviously wants to make sure we get home nice and safe from Christmas. Oh yeah, Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Definitely need to watch it. I'd maybe suggest the original rather than the remake. Oh, you hate rounding baths, so you got wine glass, put some grape juice in it. Oh, yeah, it sort of got a different ending, but yeah, I can see. I do love the original, and I don't want to hate on the remake because bits did need changing. Like, it is a Disney film, but some bits it's like, yeah, that'd never happen in real life. So yeah, some bits they did change, but I'd say like the essence of the film is kind of the same. But yeah, I do love the original. Oh, yeah, Stitch is definitely my favourite Disney character. It's been my favourite for like years and years. I think he's just so different than the other Disney characters, to be honest, with him being an alien, and he's a bit naughty and but then kind of sweet. I like that. Fond of the free red wine. Oh, it's different if it's free. I don't mind a prosecco, although I wouldn't buy myself prosecco, but I've still got quite a few. But quite a few people bought me bottles of prosecco for my 40th. I've still got quite a few of them. I had one last week while it was, the school holidays. There was one night we weren't out, so I thought, okay, I'll drink this because I say, husband doesn't drink, and even if he did fancy having a drink, he doesn't like prosecco anyway, so we still wouldn't share it. So I have to, if I'm going to finish the bottle myself, obviously I have to drink it over a very long period of time, and also make sure I drink plenty of water at the same time as well, so that I don't end up. It's the wrong colour. Oh no, it says it should be lighter than the roof, although I'm not convinced on that. This says it's a different colour to the roof, but it don't look much different. And why not use this colour? That colour says, looking at the swatch chart, this colour should be a bit lighter than that one, but I mean, it's a tiny bit lighter. It's not exactly much difference though, is it? I think it looks a bit more different on camera, I guess. I might carry on. It might be that I do another layer on the roof bit afterwards, I think. Ooh, garlic shea batter. It's just making me hungry now. Yeah, I had a bottle of Prosecco last week. Daughter was chuckling. She was like, "Oh, you sure we put it in the fridge?" She was like, "Oh, you're celebrating?" It was like, "No, but I've still got a few bottles that people want me for my birthday. I've got to drink it at like some point, and it is the school holidays." And then I was looking for some more of my Ribena one, the one that's a bit like mulled wine, but obviously non-alcoholic, with it being Ribena, that I've got squirreled away on the shelves up in my office. And I found more bottles of Prosecco. Like, I thought I'd only got like one more bottle, and then I found another 2 bottles of Prosecco. I was like, okay, that'll probably be Christmas holidays. I think I drink them. And the trouble is with Prosecco, though, it makes me like really wanting like snacks. They're quite peckish. So I normally end up sitting there munching on like a big bag of crisps or something at the same time as drinking it. It's not exactly very good for the calorie intake, I guess. Right, let's try and carry on with these. So I might come back in after, add a little bit of shading with like the same colour, just darkening up some bits. Ooh, that sounds like a fancy Christmas morning breakfast. Salmon bagels and Bucks Fizz, very nice. Oh, that's for joining us. Oh, do you know what? I'd forgotten I was going to do this week because I forgot I could do this. Let me. Oh, can I do it? No, that's the wrong button. Here we are. Let me gift some memberships. I'd forgotten it would let me do that. There we go. Right, I'll do some free. So well done anybody who's got a free, it's just picked at random. So well done if you've got one of the free memberships. Yeah, thanks for joining. Oh gosh, yeah, you've had COVID, haven't you? Oh, hopefully the sense of taste and smell comes back soon. Oh, working on Christmas. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe as soon as you get, depending what time you finish, perhaps you can do it then to celebrate Christmas. But once you're back home. Right. That's the only problem with this page. It's a lot of watercolour. Right. Scrap paper a bit. Get in there. Right. See when you get into the corner of it and it flicks up when you. There we go. Right. Oh, that's not too bad, I suppose, then, if you're done for two. At least you've still got most of the day, I guess, then, haven't you, Jess? Like I say, if you're used to opening your presents later, that's not quite so bad. I must admit, I really like Christmas Eve and Boxing Day as well. Christmas Eve, because it's, you know, it's nice because it's Christmassy and, you know, you can look forward to Christmas Day. And then Boxing Day is nice because, you know, if you've had any nice presents, you know, you can sit and enjoy them or see the people that you bought them for enjoying them. Oh. Well, yeah, it's important what you do, Jess. So it is. I'm sure the families enjoy and appreciate what you're doing for their loved ones. Right, just going to add a bit of shading in here and there. I don't know what's going on in that bit, so I'll colour that bit a bit darker just to break it up. And I'll do a bit here. I feel like this page is going to need too much more, actually. A little bit on this one. Oh, well, you said, didn't you, the other month after I'd been to Longleat? Yeah, I bet it must have been quite busy at Christmas there. That'll be nice then, hopefully, Jess. Done for two, and then you can chill and enjoy a bit of time with your family. Deepen up on these bits a little bit. a little bit as well. Just add a little bit. Right, I'm going to go in and do another coat on this roof because I feel like that just isn't quite different enough from the wall. It is a slight bit darker, I think. I'll just do another layer of the same colour on top just to darken it a tad. I don't know whether to go over the black lines and the clouds or not then. Might do. I feel like they're really thick black lines compared to the rest of the line work on the page. Looks a bit harsh, I think. So. There we go. Right, that's a bit better. It's a tiny bit darker, isn't it? Oh, that sounds like a nice plan, Amy. Enjoy it then, can't you? Because, you know, Christmas is done, and if you want to go anywhere, it's going to be a bit quieter, isn't it? Right, I think I will go over the clouds a bit. I might not use my white gel pen though. I might have a look and find, see if I've got a Language gel pen, and let's see what colour have I got. It doesn't look that green actually. Oh, that looks very blue. I was going to use one of my Language gel pens. I thought maybe I'd have like a really light blue, but I'm not sure as I have actually. Oh no, that one is blue. Some weird noise. What's the cat? There's a cat's being a bit weird out here. I think I'm going to have to go, and I think one of the cats has been up to mischief downstairs, so I shall be back. Right, sorry about that. I'm back. One of the cats is a bit daft, and he's I say he's just had an accident, but he's obviously done it on purpose, the smelly little creature. I could hear him trying to bury his present that he left by the front door. So there we are, that's all tidied up again. Animals are disgusting sometimes. Right, here we are. Let's try the pen I just picked out. Oh. Maybe I want a more... Oh. No, let's go for a slight pop of colour for edging the... Oh, actually, yeah, I think going over the black, it's not too bad, is it? It's kind of deepening. It's not quite as bright. Oh, a Thursday for Christmas. You know what? I've not looked, to be honest, at the calendar, really. Right. Let's edge the clouds. It's probably one of those things I'm going to realise once I've started doing it, it's going to take me longer than I thought, because there is quite a few lines, isn't there? But hopefully it'll look nice when it's done. Oh, cool. So my gym I go to's 24 hours, so they won't do they won't, like, the staff are obviously in on certain days and times, and then the rest of the time the gym's open, but just no staff in it. So I never know what days they're at. I know there definitely won't be anybody in on Christmas Day, staff wise. I mean, I say that as if I go to the gym an awful lot. I always aim to go a few times a week, and then it just has not happened. After the summer holidays, I thought, right, I'm going to go 3 times a week. I'll go straight from work on the way home. Like, I'll leave early enough and I'll go. And obviously, it was the week I was ill, so that obviously wasn't going to happen, going to the gym. And there's been the week with parents' evening, so that obviously wasn't going to happen. There just seems to have been so many weeks where it's like, something's on and not a chance to go. And I thought, oh, I'll manage a few times this week. And we've got the school disco Thursday that I'm helping at, so that's another day I can't go, but I'll get to the gym at some point. Oh, that just seems a bit depressing to be. I mean, it's been ages since we've been to the gym at like a weird time, but I know there was a few years ago when daughter was having a sleepover at in-laws. So we went in an evening, like, I don't know what time of the night it was. It was quite late, I think, like, I don't know, 10, 11. No, I don't think we would have gone that late. Maybe about 10 o'clock we went. And we were the only people in there. So when we got there, I think the lights were on, because somebody must have left not too long after. Not too long before, sorry. And then kind of while we were there, we went on the equipment that's like at the front, so then all the lights at the back turned off. Obviously went on like standby mode, because they're on sensors. It's just really weird. We were there and we were like, oh god, like, that's a bit creepy now that the lights have turned off. nice having the option to go though. But yeah, that seems a bit dark because somebody goes in the middle of the night. You've got to go in. Oh no, I think definitely unmanned. That's one thing I like about our gym. You don't have to pay anything extra. It is just like the set price. Doesn't matter how often you go or what times you're going to go. It is just their selling point is it is a 24-hour gym. And to be fair, we don't really go at weird and wonderful times, but I know some gyms you can only go at certain times, don't you, depending on what package you've paid for and stuff. And I like just knowing if I want to go, I can go. And as I never you do any of the classes or anything, it doesn't really make a difference to me if there's staff there or not. Oh, that's funny. So if you try and turn it off, nothing happens. Oh, that's bizarre. Oh yeah, no, I completely get, wanting the gyms manned. Our gyms is manned. I think it's from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night or something. Like it might even be later at night. There's a good chunk of the time anyway that there is somebody there. You know if it's going to be manned or not, and a good chunk of the time it is manned. But yeah, I don't imagine many people go in the middle of the night anyway at our gym, even though in theory they could. I don't imagine many people do. I don't know. I could kind of see, like, not that I'd want to go on Christmas Day either, really, but I also feel like I don't know, if you've not got anybody to spend Christmas Day with or you didn't celebrate Christmas, then yeah, I don't know. It's always funny though, you can always tell in January, February, the gym will get really busy. And every year we'll be like, oh God, it's really hard getting on the equipment we want to go on. And then by like March, April, it's not like quite, our gym's always pretty busy, but it's definitely quieter. Because obviously people will, join in the new year and then stop going. I mean, I certainly can't judge because I've not always been the most consistent at going over the year, but I do try, and I kind of aim for 3 times a week, but I always kind of feel like if I've gone twice, then that's pretty good going. Because it's getting the time. I used to make the mistake of thinking, oh, I'll go in an evening, once daughter's in bed. And then I realised, well, that's not going to happen because by the time I'm home and I've had my tea and, I've got her sorted and she's in bed, it's like, thought of getting changed and going back out of the house again. It's like, nah, didn't happen. So then I started going on the way home from work, which was better. But if I hadn't got changed before I left work, the temptation to just come straight home and not go to the gym was very strong. Then sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I'll go to the gym, and then I just kind of autopilot my way home and then go, yeah, I can't be bothered. So I've kind of worked out now. I take my gym stuff and I get changed at work before I leave. So then I've got to go because I've got changed. and else I'd look ridiculous turning up at home in my gym stuff and I've not been to the gym. So, but still, when there's not enough hours in the day, it still doesn't really help. Well, that's manned quite a bit, your gym then. Quite long hours. Yeah, definitely new year, new me. It's so funny. You can just see it gets so busy. And then we're going and we're like, oh, I quite like going on either the elliptical, the stair machine, or the treadmill. Either I'll go on one or two of them, or I'll just maybe just go on the treadmill because I kind of like just exercising. I don't like doing the weight machines, and I like just to clear my head really. And yeah, because we've not got a huge amount of treadmills. When you get there and it's like, oh, great, okay, I can't go on that. I can't go on that machine because those are awful. It's just really annoying then. Yeah, I say it must work because there's quite a lot of these gyms around the country. I don't know how many. I've not really looked, to be honest, on the manned hours. I'm sure it's manned from like 8 in the morning, possibly earlier till might be 8 at night, 6. I don't know. It is manned for a fair bit of the night, but it must work for them because yeah, there is quite a few of them around the country, and I suppose to be fair, they've probably worked out not many people go outside the manned hours, and that's why it's kind of worth the risk, I guess. Oh yeah. To be fair, I don't ever really notice it so much in May and September, but definitely January. January, February in ours gets busy. Oh, Jess, that's funny. It's congratulated you for using the sharpener. To be fair though, depending on what pencils you're using, it can be quite tricky getting them to sharpen though. Yeah, there is T's and C's and stuff. Not that I can remember, to be honest, what it said in them, but yeah. Yeah, that's that. I don't imagine that many people go, to be honest, outside in the manned hours, which I guess is, why it's kind of worth the risk. And yeah, there'll be something to sign. I can't remember the T's and C's, but right, I'm going to go for that page being done, I think, now. I think if I had any more white gel pen, it would be a bit too much. I quite like how the clouds have looked. I think adding that blue line to them's kind of helped a bit because those lines are just a bit too dark up the top. So now, quite like that. I'm going to call that page done. So I will get my pen and write the date on it before I forget. Not that I can remember what date it is. There we are, the 3rd. Might write it over this side actually. I think it might go better on. Just about to see it there. Right, there we go. Oh, I've been, yeah, been quite, well, I can't think where we were the other week. And we'd gone, it was somewhere on our travels last week, and we'd popped into a McDonald's. I think it was just to get like a cold drink, and it had got like I think it might even have been one of the Pure gyms. It was definitely a gym. I can't remember if it was the Pure gym or not. That was like right next to it, and we did chuckle because we were like, I wonder how many people will go to McDonald's and think, oh, I ought to go to the gym, or vice versa. Leighton Buzzard, there we are. I knew we were somewhere because we we thought it was hilarious. We were like, was that intentional on either McDonald's or the gym's part? Because we obviously weren't sure which was there first. It just looks so funny. I mean, I guess at least if you can eat McDonald's, I guess at least you're exercising afterwards. But it is funny though, isn't it, when they're like that close to each other. We've got a Costa in it because our gym's on like a little retail park. So there's like a pub, a restaurant, and there is a Starbucks and a Costa on the same little retail park, along with like, you know, Iceland and a few other like shops. But yeah, no fast food ones, but you do quite often see like Costa cups in the filling up the bins in the gym. Right, I'm thinking next week I'm going to work out of this book, which this is also an uncoloured book, one of the ones I managed to pick up in the summer. That was a bit of a bargain. And the page I've got picked out, that my daughter picked out for me actually, but was the otter page, because she looked through and she's like, well, you've got to do the otter page, mummy, because they're your favourite animals. So it'll be this page next Monday night stream. Let me pop that back up safe. I will like that, going swimming in the McDonald's. Oh yeah, I couldn't believe how much it was. I think we'd even been in this bookshop earlier on in the holidays, and I'd looked at the book and I'd looked at the price and thought, oh, $16, that seems a bit steep. Like, it's a cute book, but I was like, I don't think it's worth that much. And then when we went in again, like a week or so afterwards, I was like, well, I can't pass it up at that price because that is a bargain, especially with the exchange rate. So yeah, looking forward to colouring that one next week, and then that'll be another uncoloured book coloured in. So yeah, thank you for joining me, everybody. Had a good chat tonight, haven't we? Making me feel like I need to get to the gym tomorrow, although it's probably not going to happen. Oh yeah, do a bit more on the treadmill, and then you can reward yourself with a Mackey's afterwards. That's quite funny. Right, thank you everybody for joining and for all the no, it's been fun. It's been quite funny actually, all the gym chat, especially chatting about McDonald's in the gym as well. Take care everyone, and I'll hopefully catch you next Monday then. Take care everyone, bye.